best possible way we can. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been emphasizing the issue of drawing a sketch or a trajectory. In this instance, I am given a graph. Now I am going to try and sketch the problem versus interpreting the problem with now what? With the graph that has been given to me. I am going to try and apply type 1, type 2, type 3, all the different scenarios of possible questions that can be assessed when I am working with a vertical projectile. Ladies and gentlemen, it says here, the sketch below shows the motion of a ball that is thrown vertically upwards from a balcony of a building. Now it means we have the building with a certain balcony there. But however, all I know is this object of mine will be there, and this will represent now my ground. And I am going to say, okay, here is the object, and the object has been thrown vertically up. It will reach the maximum height. The ball takes 0.6 seconds to reach the highest point. Then I am told that t here is 0.6 seconds. After it falls down past the balcony to the ground. So I am told that it will pass where it started and now go straight to the ground. Can I assign my ABC for me to know where I am in the position of the projectile? Yes, I can say this is A, B, C, and D, ladies and gentlemen. Already, because I am given a certain information about symmetry, I can write a lot of things to say from CD basically. Let me just write this down. It is now what? From the graph I can see that this is now 10 meters. What else do I know? At maximum height, V is equals to 0 meters per second. I am not answering questions, ladies and gentlemen. All that I am doing is I am analyzing the information that is given, and I am going to take this information of analyzing and interpreting the graph or the statement into the graph such that it can look similar and familiar to something that I have done before. Ladies and gentlemen, what else can I say here? According to symmetry, I know if it takes 0.6 to reach point B, then it must also take 0.6 seconds to reach point C. That is now the basic information. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take this information and actually now put it in the graph. This should be point A, and this should be point C, B, and this should be point C, and this should now be point D. Why, ladies and gentlemen? Because B, it is at maximum height. It is just now proper interpretation of the information given. Hence, when we try to check here what is happening, it basically went up, reached the maximum height, came back to the balcony at C, and then it passed that particular point. Now one can easily interpret this way or the other way. But already I have nice information to say 0.6. So from B to C, it must take another 0.6. And this will just be 1.2 seconds. 0.6 plus 1 plus 0.6. So already, without actually looking into the questions already I have a picture of all the important information that I have. What else do I know according to symmetry? V initial at A is equals to V initial at C. That is now important information about the graph that is given. So let's read the questions thereof. At 3.1, how high is the balcony above the ground? Ladies and gentlemen, here is the ground, there is our balcony there, balcony. So basically the answer here should just be 10 meters, hence it is just 1 mark. Very, very easy. 3.2, write down the numerical value of the time t. Ladies and gentlemen, time t, it is there at point C. Where is point C? Point C, it is now when the projectile has completed the motion ABC. And according to symmetry, we understand that when it took 0.6 seconds to reach point B, it actually took 0.6 to reach now point C. Ladies and gentlemen, we have already answered that question to say it must be 1.2 seconds, 1 mark also. Now define the term projectile. Ladies and gentlemen, this definition is very, very important. How is it important, ladies and gentlemen? It is important because it was modified to the recent set of definitions. It says a projectile is an object in which it is given an initial velocity and the only force acting on it is the force of gravity or gravitational force. Then you get your nice easy 2 marks, ladies and gentlemen. 3, 4. Now here comes a nice question to say calculate the initial velocity of the ball. Ratanang Pehlo, this question becomes easy provided I know where and how can I use this information. When and how can I use this information? Why is it becoming now easy? Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to tell this examiner to say I am taking upward as now positive. After doing that, I am saying to this examiner, but if you want V initial basically refers, let me take a highlighter. V initial basically refers to the motion of BC. So I am going to tell this examiner to make my life very easy, to say, examiner, I am working from A to B. And what do I have from A to B, ladies and gentlemen? T was given 0.6 seconds. G is always given 9.8 meters per second squared. I said when I was elaborating earlier on to say we need a maximum of 3 variables for us to perform a calculation. The 2 will be obviously given. Time clear, 0.6. G constant, it's now given. What do we need more? Ladies and gentlemen, it's when we apply now the physics principles to say, but I know that at B we have written it already. We have understood what is happening in terms of the position versus time graph and taking it into drawing our trajectory. Ladies and gentlemen, then it is easy to say V final is equals to 0 meters per second. Then I go to my formula sheet. V final is equals to Vi plus GT. 0 this one, V initial, it is the question, plus minus because G is always acting downwards. 9.8 multiplied by 0.6, and then when we do the mathematics, V initial, ladies and gentlemen, it's something like 5.88 meters per second. I want to believe so. I want to believe so. 5.88 meters per second up or upwards, 100%. But it became easy. Why did it become easy? Because, ladies and gentlemen, I was in a position of knowing exactly where I am in the motion of the projectile. Ratana Mpehlo, questions please.
Sir, I understand.
Thank you very much. Re a leboha Thulo.
Okay, sir. I'm following, sir.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, Mr. Ditabe.
I'm good, sir. I'm good.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go now to 3.5. 3.5 says, calculate the maximum height above the ground reached by the ball. Maximum height above the ground reached by the ball. So what is this question basically saying? The question is saying I need to get what is the height above the balcony. And it makes it easy, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Let me take this dotted line and put it there. And change the color to red. It says, ladies and gentlemen, CD, I know it is 10 meters. That I know. CD is 10 meters. So it basically says I need to calculate the height BC in order for me to actually know the highest point reached by the ball above the ground. So what does this say? It says I have a reference now. What is my reference? My reference, it is at 3.5. I am going to say fine. What can I use in order to get my delta y? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to try and be, what is the weight? What is the weight? Not approach it the easiest way you think you should. Why? Because I can use symmetry to do that. I'm going to use from B to C. I know the easiest way is to use AB because everything is given. I'm going to use from BC. That is the reason why, for me and for yourself also, to know exactly where you are in the motion of the projectile. So when I say BC, I have all the information that I need at BC. Why? V initial is equals to 0 meters per second. Do you agree, Realeboa Tulo? BC, V initial is equals to 0?
I do, sir.
Ratanang Pehlo, do you agree that V final at C it is 5.88 meters per second?
Yes, sir, I do agree, but it's just in the opposite direction.
Just in an opposite direction. Thank you very much. That is now symmetry. Hence, ladies and gentlemen, I said this topic is very easy. Just know where you are in the motion of the projectile. time is also given 0.6 seconds. G is a constant, it is 9.8 meters per second. So what can I do? I can just use my V final squared is equals to V initial squared plus 2G delta Y. What must I do? V initial 0. Ratanang Pehlo said it is in an opposite direction. It is true, it is minus 5.88 squared plus 2 multiplied by it. G is now in an opposite direction, minus 9.8 delta Y. When you perform the mathematics and everything, ladies and gentlemen, you finally get that delta Y is equals to something like 1.764 meters. But now this is the height of BC, ladies and gentlemen. That is now the height of BC. What did the question say? The maximum height above the ground. So this is actually just above the balcony, this one. So what must we say? You must now say height is just 1.764 plus 10. It will give you something like 11.76 meters, something like that. Something like that. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to duplicate this quickly such that we can answer 3.6 and 3.7. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not making the science to be complex. All that I'm doing is to show you the importance of sketch, the importance of interpretation of the data that is given to you. Because with that, we are able, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have BC, AB, you don't know where you are. If I am going to ask you a question, if I were to ask you a question, at this point here, the green one, anything about that point there, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to get confused. Why will you get confused? Because you don't know where you are in the position of the projectile. In this instance, you can refer to CD, you can refer to BCD. It's going to now include what? The information of the green highlighted bullet there. So all possible questions will come from that. But the sketch, ladies and gentlemen, is only assisting in terms of where am I in the motion of the projectile, ladies and gentlemen. Where am I in the motion of the projectile? Ladies and gentlemen, let's read this question. The question says, calculate the magnitude of the final velocity when the ball reaches the ground. When the ball reaches the ground. I want to do it in two ways, if you allow me to. But I'm going to try the easiest one. The easiest one will be to say at 3.6. 3.6. I will delete these things, don't worry. 3.6. Now I want to start with from, because the examiner is asking me something at D, and at D it's what? It's the ground. So it's actually asking what is the V final there. So I can easily say from C to D. Then what do? I write down my data. What do I know at C? At C, I have V initial, which is equals to, we got it somewhere here, according to symmetry, 5.88 meters per second. I don't have T, but I have G, which is equals to 9.8 meters per second squared. What else do I have? I am told CD, it is most the height of the building. Then it means I have delta Y, which is equals to 10 meters. Fine. Then I can basically just use an equation. Vf squared is equals to V initial squared plus 2 delta Yg. Then I want V final. I know V initial, it is minus 5.88 squared plus 2 multiplied by minus 9.8 delta Y. It is now in an opposite direction also, because the motion of the projectile is downwards, and it is also assisting in terms of the choice of direction, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very, very important. After doing the good mathematics, the final answer will be 15.18 meters per second. That was now from CD. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to do it with from B to D. I am trying to show you, Ratanang Phehlo, the importance of having the diagram. It will still answer the question, but now I am sitting in that exam looking at the data that is given. Then what can I do? Very, very easy. Let me have my diagram and say, do I have V initial? Yes, is equals to 0 meters per second. Do I have any other thing? Yes, I have G, which is equals to 9.8 meters per second squared. Did I calculate the height above the ground? Yes, I did. Delta Y is something like 11.76 meters. Can I choose the correct equation? Yes, I can. V final squared is equals to V initial squared plus 2G delta Y. V final, it is the question. V initial is 0 plus 2 multiplied by minus 9.8 multiplied by minus 11.76. When you do the mathematics, it must give you 15.8 meters per second. Ratanang Phehlo, inputs please.
Sir, I still get the work so far.
Thank you very much. Re a leboha Thulo.
No, sir, I understand.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Mr. Ditabe.
I understand, sir.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the last one is for us to draw the velocity versus time graph. And let's check what this examiners are asking and looking for. Very, very easy. Very, very easy. We said it is positive there, 5.88, and then it took 0.6 seconds to reach the maximum height. 0.6 seconds to reach the maximum height. and the final velocity was something like 15,18, and total time we do not have, but we know that at some instance it was 1,2 for the purpose of symmetry. And we can take our straight line and just plot to say this is actually how it went down. But I must increase this, remove there, and say this there, it's 15.18, and this here is the time that we don't know, but this time here to there, it must also be 5.8 meters per second. Can I represent that with A, B, C, D? Yes, ladies and gentlemen. A, B, C, D. So still, from the velocity versus time graph, I should be able to translate this information into the position versus time graph. I should be in a position of relating the information given. The graph itself must represent the actual essence of what is happening, which is true. A, B, upward, ladies and gentlemen. B, C, D, downwards, ladies and gentlemen. That is the reason why it is going to assist me to actually do what? To actually remember the choice of direction, to actually remember now that what velocity means. Velocity is a vector quantity, which means direction is very critical when drawing this kind of graphs. Reflections, Relebua Tulo, please.
Hi, sir. It is. Yes, sir. I'm getting it, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Your Excellency, Mr. Tumelo Ditabe.
So I understand everything that you did so far. So I'm getting it.
You are getting it because of the drawing of the trajectory makes everything to be nice and clean. True or false?
True.
Thank you very much. Ratanang Phehlo, reflections please.
Sir, I understood everything you have done on this question. I just think I need to work this weekend and try to revise and practice everything I missed because I was really busy the past week. So yeah.
I fully understand. But maybe if I can ask you a question. All the time when you are practicing this, have you been drawing the sketches or you have been just writing out the data? Ratanang Phehlo.
So I've been doing it, sir.
You've been
Doing
drawing it because, ladies and gentlemen, there is no other easier way of getting to the correct way without actually analyzing it. You will see when you start introducing ball number 2 how easy it will be for you to actually differentiate between ball number A and ball number B, only because of the diagram that has been given. Ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, thank you very much. It is exactly 2029.